Oh my God, I'm live. I don't know why this feels exciting, even though actually I don't go live on Instagram, but I put videos out on my Instagram quite a bit. Um, well, I'm here and I kind of just went for it and turned this live on and decided to make my first video. I have some ideas and have had some ideas jumbling around in my mind for a little while now about wanting to start a YouTube channel. Well, I've had a channel, but I haven't made videos. I've used my channel as a teacher for the past, I don't know, 10 years. And I never even used it that much, but I used it to like gather content and material to show in classes. And I used it um, in so many ways to learn so much, whether it's to come up with ideas for classes or to, I know I just mentioned this, but I was thinking more specifically like as a Spanish teacher, there are so many amazing resources, things to show children. Like if we were reading a book and it was set in Colombia, we could watch a tourist video. Oh my God, the most amazing videos. These are not even necessarily tourist videos, but they are, I love the drone videos now where people are like, have a drone and their whole YouTube account is flying all over a country. That's so gorgeous. Anyway, I should write this down. No, I'll just watch it on the video again later. I should definitely make a video about creative ways as a language teacher to use YouTube. But the reason I'm here, and I hope you enjoy the ramble because this is how my mind works, is I have resigned from teaching. I resigned a few months ago and have given myself this year off because I want to try to transition out of teaching. I've really, really, truly enjoyed it over the past 16 years. It has never been easy. It has often been exhausting. And it's also often been so creative and fun and inspiring and a really wonderful career. However, I just got to a point where, and I know the pandemic didn't help, but I was already kind of there beforehand. I got to a point where I just couldn't find a healthy work-life balance. And I just was not motivated to stay in it anymore. And even though I often, not always, I'm usually in a good mood as a teacher. But there were days when I wasn't. And I think there were starting to be more days that I just wasn't feeling that enthusiasm and joy. And that's how I like to show up in a space, especially with students, because they deserve that. Number one, even if they're not being joyful, that's not necessarily their fault. I believe this anyway. And I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what the first part of my sentence was. But yeah, basically, kids deserve to have a joyful teacher who's excited about being there. And even though I think in my heart and spirit, I'm always excited to teach, I just physically was not able to bring that with me. And I also, looking back, I think if I were to do it over again, I would have wanted to explore a more creative, and I say that with quotation marks because to me teaching is a very creative endeavor. But I think I would have liked to really have like a double major and really be an art major in college. I wish I would have taken more art, right? I think I limited myself to 2 art classes because I felt the pressure to have to get some kind of a serious job. Ha ha, joke's on me, because if I would have studied art and pursued it 20 years ago, I might be a major Instagram success right now. Anyway, we are who we are, and the path that we've taken is the path that we've taken, and it has put us where we are presently. And don't regret my path at all. Um, but I think I do understand that I do want to become a painter, um, an artist, a writer, and I need to stop saying want to become. I'm going to start self identifying as an artist, a creative, a writer, and an entrepreneur. Um, and me personally, it's funny, I had a conversation with, I won't be too specific in case, since this is out online. I had a conversation with someone that was in a role above me at my two schools ago when I told them I wanted to resign and why and what I was doing because I was very upfront about it. Um, Although I ended up taking another job at another school for a year, but that was just a temporary thing. I remember them telling me, oh, well, some people, they do this, while they work, kind of like trying to get me to stay as a teacher and do my creative business on the side. But that's just not something that I'm good at because I am a people pleaser. I'm also, I think, undiagnosed with ADD, which just gets even more pronounced as I get younger. Although my life coach is reminding me to use the term um, neurodivergent. I am a neurodivergent thinker, which she didn't have to like sell me on it. That was already a term we use a lot in education. And I think it's so powerful because there are a lot of neurodivergent thinkers in my family and creative thinkers in my family. And I think that is a gift. So for me, as a neurodivergent thinker, I get very excited by ideas and I'm always having a lot of them, which is why sometimes my conversation takes a sinewy path, a meandering path to get to my point, which is good storytelling. Anyway, just wanted to say that. But then sometimes I forget where I was in my sentence, like right now. Anyway, so I realized, and I was proud of myself for embracing that wasn't something I could do. I just being around kids and being around colleagues that I loved and administrators who I also loved and enjoyed working with, I would kind of put everything into that and not have anything left for the creative parts of myself that I want to develop. And lucky for me, and I thank my mother for this, and also just any support I've been able to receive as a human being, like my grandmother buying a used car for me when I was in my 20s, and that helped me work and be able to go to school and pay for that myself. But anyway, I have worked very hard for a long time and I've saved money. And so I'm actually able to be in this position where I can give myself time to explore and not have to work for a little bit. So I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. So my idea is to share my experience here. I think it's like number one, accountability for myself. But also, I have found so much value in watching stories on Instagram and on YouTube where people are kind of sharing their experience and what they're going through. And I would like to put myself out there. It's a little bit scary, but in a good way, and share the wisdom I have gained over 16 years in the classroom and 20 years as like an educator overall, working in nonprofits. And yeah, I just like to kind of jump into the YouTube community with both feet and get connected with others, share and learn, and kind of hopefully create also for myself and for anyone who would like to follow along a document of my journey. And I haven't done it yet. The name on my account is still my teacher name. I have to change it. Hopefully no one is watching right now. It doesn't look like it. 0 comments and 0 likes. Um, I'll change it hopefully before anyone watches this video. But the name for my channel, it hit me today. I'd like to call it, I just forgot. What is it? Oh yeah, Choose Your Own Ari Venture. And I'll tell you what that's all about. My name is Ari. And if you are as young as I am, you may remember a series of books. I guess they were from the 80s, called the Choose Your Own Adventure stories. And I personally think, even though I actually haven't read one since I was a kid, so if I looked at them now, I'm sure they're pretty horrible. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. No disrespect to Choose Your Own Adventure books. But I thought they were so brilliant at the time. And even now, looking back, in my opinion, they were one of the first interactive experiences for kids, because they basically were like these short, were they chapter books? Yeah, they were chapter books, because I think that's how they organized the structure of it. They were these like short young adult chapter books, not too short, just normal. And what was so cool is that at the end of each chapter, you had to choose where the story was going to go next. And I really have not looked at them in forever, so this may not be a perfectly accurate description of it, but in my mind, in my memory, what would happen is, the chapter would begin and you would get to the end of the chapter and it would say, Laura has 3 doors in front of her, or like, Laura's in the castle. Should she leave the castle and go chase the black cat that she saw? Or should she keep going and open the red door in front of her? And if you picked exiting the castle, then it told you go to chapter 6. And if you picked the other option, it would tell you to go to a different chapter. So it was so cool because you basically could get a different experience every time reading the story. And I just thought it was cool. It gave you like agency and choice. And I think we should bring those back. In fact, maybe I could do that too. So this channel is going to be called, unless it already exists out there, I haven't Googled it yet, Choose Your Ari Venture, because that's important to me, because I haven't always been a person to like put myself first. So for me, it's meaningful. I'm going to choose myself first, and not just an adventure, but my adventure, my Ari venture. I also love adventure and I love the unknown. If you told me to go to the airport and gave me $500 to buy a ticket and then I could go anywhere, I would do it right now if someone just showed up. So if anyone is out there that wants me to do that, let me know. So yeah, I think the idea of life being an adventure resonates with me, my personality, and who I am. All right, so I don't know exactly where this is going to go. Ooh, maybe I can have you all choose my next adventure. Ooh, could I do that right now in this video? Let's see. Well, I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. Okay, I'm going to just go for it. So I'm going to propose 2 options. For my next video, would you like to see me making some art? Or would you like to see me practicing piano? Oh, this sound both like terrible options because I'm taking my first piano lesson in 20 years tomorrow. And my art is good, actually. It's just very new. Okay, whatever. Those are the first 2 options that popped up, so we're going with them. Choose your own Ari venture. Choose your Ari venture. Would you like to see me trying to practice piano, or doing my art next? We'll see. All right, I'll wrap it up by saying that right now, what my goals are for this channel, in my mind, I think I kind of said it, but I just want to be a little more specific. Um, yeah, I have made myself an amazing list of hundreds of different ideas of things that I like want to try during this year off. And I am very proud of myself. I've given myself full permission to try whatever wild ideas. They're really not wild. It's not like jumping off a building. It's like sign up for an Etsy account. But even though there's like so many of them, and probably other people would say just pick one thing and stick with it and be consistent. But I'm trying to be true to myself, who is someone that likes a lot of different things going on at once. So I think my goal is to use this account, like I said, to kind of share the different things I'm trying, the successes, the failures, the bits of wisdom, hoping again to connect with other creators on YouTube. Maybe we can talk and share experiences and ideas and a few laughs together. Um, yeah, but I'm very open. I think a really good quality about me is I'm not afraid to not have a structure. And we're just going to see where this goes. And I hope you'll join me on my journey. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe. I know you see that in every video, but I always find when people remind me, I'm like, oh yeah, I should click the like button or click subscribe. So please join me. I would love to be able to have a creative life where I can put things out into the universe and use that to sustain myself, my lifestyle, which is not very fancy or expensive. But I just can't do that structured classroom day anymore. I've got new visions on the horizon. So stay tuned and choose the next Ari venture. Oh my God, this is so corny. My family is going to tease me hard. All right, later.